everybody. It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. I'm always going to serve you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to all of my subscribers, to all of my ladies who've been rocking with me from day one. I so appreciate y'all support, and I'm so grateful for still having y'all on my team. I also got to give a big ups to all of my guys, my fellas who've been representing. I appreciate you guys for still rocking with me through all these years since I've started this journey back in 2000, I believe 16 or 17. But anyway, I definitely want to thank all of my subscribers, those of you who have been with me since I started my journey, to those of you who have recently subscribed. I welcome you to Mocha's Cafe de Paris family. And this is your first time ever checking out my content, ever hearing any of my content for the very first time, and you like what you hear today, please make sure before you leave that you like and you subscribe and you share this video. That is what helps me to be able to get more views and to earn more subscribers. So every little bit that all of y'all do to share and like and subscribe, it really helps my platform. So I'm very, very grateful. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But honey, guys, to all my fellas, to all my ladies, let the games begin. BFF at its finest strikes again. Why, Lord, why? Why has the Lord forsaken me? I knew that when this broad's video went viral and she went on her bitter black woman hiatus, that the anti BFF community was going to jump on this quicker than a White Valley chick on an NBA player. My spirit is really grieving for us ladies right now. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that these BFF male content creators that partake in the anti BFF commentary was going to go in like a freight train. So basically, when this BBW decided to go live, and what I mean by BBW, bitter black woman, I can't find a good black man with her, I can't find a good black man speech. The anti BFF community was handed new BFF material to add to their content. All it takes is that one BBW to get her bitter black woman's hiatus, and now the BFF community has new material to add to their content. Black women, do you not understand that these dudes can't wait for us to act up or make a fool of ourselves so they can jump on their laptops and go in on and on and on for hours, dragging us all because of one jaded, bitter black woman? That's all it takes. All it takes is for one of us to get out of pocket, to get out of character. And here it is. They upload a new video, okay? Now, here we go, ladies. Every time a sister pulls a ratchet stunt, now we have to work 20 times harder to redeem ourselves. All because of the BBW movement that's been hallelujahing and praising this chick's hate and animosity towards black men. Why are BBWs always displaying their hate for men in such a ratchet ass manner? Just so they can give these brothers that have full time membership of the anti BFF movement to get new material to add to their content. You knew these BFF brothers couldn't wait. They just couldn't wait. They ran and jumped on their laptops so quick, like they were getting free stimulus checks once this video went viral. So basically, the BFF anti community is having a party right now. They are throwing confetti and they are popping bottles. The BFF community takes a win once again. Thanks to this sister that just had to go viral and do a bitter bitch campaign, proving even more to these dudes who worship BFF that most black women are problematic and miserable. This is now our problem, ladies, and I know most of you don't think so. You're thinking that just because you're cool with the BFF brothers and you're described to them, you super chat to them, you probably even a member on their panel. You think because you're cool with them, that excludes you, but it doesn't. Whether you want to believe it or not, most, not all, especially those who are so dearly proud to discuss the BFF, is going to consider all of us the same. We're not going to be able to separate who we are from these other sisters out here. Ladies, no matter how classy we conduct ourselves, how educated we are, light skin, dark skin, big booty, no ass at all, they are going to use this one bitter seed against all of us. Now, she's going to become the new mascot of the BFF. They're going to group all of us as the same because they always have. And when these ratchet sisters pull a stunt like this, it helps some of these brothers, those in the BFF community, prove their claim that all black women are the same. The BFF community once again has proven their point, so they think that all black women are petty, miserable, and broken. Now, my mother showed me this video since last week. I could have easily just jumped on the panel and discussed it before anybody, but I wanted to take my time and put a lot of thought into this before I just went in automatically. Before I gave any of my personal thoughts on this video, I really wanted to put some thought into it. I will also say I have not watched anyone's content that has discussed this particular video because I wanted to ensure that I was speaking on my own thoughts and my inner thoughts alone concerning this matter. I didn't want any of my thoughts or points to be persuaded by listening to anyone else, but I will once I have uploaded this content. I am going to play a clip of this video that has gone viral, and once this clip is finished, I'm going to come back with my commentary. And when I say this chick really went in and she's now the new mascot of BFF, anyway, I'm going to roll the beautiful bean footage and I'm going to let y'all check it out for yourself. I'll be right back.
Darn good. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I men to understand something. We have a lot of slim pickings. Open your ears and listen to what I'm saying. Women have a lot of slim pickings. The pickings for women are not as vast as the pickings for men. We are literally picking through a pile of shit when it comes to men. Let's just call a spade a spade. We are picking through men that don't equal up to what the fuck we looking for. Let's just put it out there, because I'm tired of y'all with the bullshit. Either you fine as fuck and you ain't got no motherfucking job. Either you got a job and you ugly as fuck. Either you don't have a lot of money but you got a big dick. Either we trying to pick and choose through a lot of bullshit y'all bringing to the table. You don't have a car, but you got a good heart. You got a 9-to-5 job, but you don't have bigger goals than that. Listen, we trying to pick and choose the best out of a lot of bullshit. So y'all gotta cut us some motherfucking slack. We trying to get the best we can get out of a lot of shit that y'all not bringing to the motherfucking table, okay? Don't try to act like all y'all got y'all shit together. We either gotta pick a nigga that we know gon' cheat cause he got money, but he financially stable, or we gotta pick from a man who don't cheat, but all his shit ain't together. What the fuck do you expect us to do? I'm just asking. We are literally trying to solve math equations by picking the best dude that we can motherfucking pick. This shit is not, it ain't just simple dating no more. This shit literally boils down and you are literally having to solve a fucking mathematical equation to try to get a motherfucking man that's hitting on something. What do you want us to do? You love talking about it's our fault. How the fuck is our fault when half of y'all don't even equal up to a whole man? It literally takes 3 of y'all motherfuckers, 3 to equal 1. How the fuck that's our fault? We gotta get one with a big dick, one that's financially stable, and one that don't cheat. You gotta literally have 3 niggas to equal 1. What do y'all want us to do? What? I'm playing, but I'm dead ass serious. What? I need y'all to give me a solution. It can't just be, it's not just the women. Think about it. I know so many single women right now, good quality single women. Why the fuck all of us single? It's our fault? It ain't our fault that we trying to make the best out of a fucked up situation. We trying to make the best out of what we got. We gotta take the scraps because yes, now we're older. A lot of men are married. A lot of men are married. A lot of men are in relationships. So we trying to take the ones that's not in a relationship and piece they motherfucking ass together. Good luck, sis. Good motherfucking luck. We the ones that's in the struggle. Men got a lot of choices. I know right now 5 to 6 quality women I can name off the top of my head that men gotta choose from, that men get to choose from. Us on the other hand, we trying to piece y'all ass together to equal one. So the struggle is motherfucking real. Do not come to me talking about, well, it's your fault, Atara. You picked that nigga. I picked the best that I could pick with what the fuck I had to choose from. How about that? How about I'm trying to say, okay, damn. The other day I did a whole video scratching my head. Shit. I can't have a dude that look good and financially stable and got good dick. I'm stuck. What I'm supposed to do? So now I gotta say, forget it. Don't worry about the dick no more. Okay, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the looks. One of those things I gotta scratch off my motherfucking list because I gotta piece a nigga together. That's just it. So Kent, shut your ass up. James, shut your ass up. Joe, shut your ass up. Twan, shut your ass up. Pendleton, shut your ass up. It is hard out here in these streets for us women. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I don't care how y'all feel. I'm taking up for the women today. How about that? How about y'all step y'all motherfucking game up and get your shit together? Half of these niggas homeless. They living up under a roof with a female and ain't none of they names on the motherfucking nothing in that house. Y'all homeless niggas. We gotta pick from niggas that's homeless. We ain't even got pickings of niggas that got their name on shit. Because 90% of the men is living up under another bitch roof and their name ain't on nothing. You're homeless. You're homeless. We gotta pick from a nigga who car in his baby mama name. We fucked up. We fucked up. We ain't got a lot of shit to pick and choose from. We fucked up. Baby, I've been to prison. You know what I'm saying? I'm just jumping out of prison. So you know a nigga trying to get on his feet. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? I don't want to die alone. So I'm sitting at home at night, late at night, up, trying to subtract, add, divide, and multiply to make one nigga, 2 niggas, 3 niggas, a whole nigga. What I'm supposed to do? We fucked up, ladies. And these men do not want to hear it. They want to ignore it and act like all they shit together. The very ones that's saying, I got a job, I'm financially stable. Yeah, you got all that, but you gonna have 2 and 3 bitches on the side. So now because you financially stable and you got your shit together, I gotta deal with you with 50,000 bitches on the side. Like what? And on top of that, the broke niggas cheating. Even the niggas that don't got their shit together got 2 and 3 bitches on the side. So we fucked up no matter how we turn. No matter where you look, you is fucked up. You fucked up. You in a lose-lose situation. So leave me the fuck alone because I'm single and I'm struggling. Single and I'm struggling. Single and I'm struggling. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay? I'm over here trying to do the best I can motherfucking do do with these sorry ass niggas I gotta choose from. How about that? I ain't the type that like an ugly man. That just ain't me. Do you see me? Even in quarantine, I'm a motherfucking 10. I'm a motherfucking 10. So I don't want to walk around with a fucking gorilla. How about that? I don't want to motherfucking walk around with a gorilla. Okay? I don't. And I feel like I should not have to walk around with a motherfucking gorilla. I want me a man that look good. But in me wanting a man that look good, it's other shit that come with that. Like that nigga gonna have 3 and 4 motherfucking bitches on the side. How about that? So I'm over here struggling, motherfucker, okay? I want a nigga with some good dick, okay? And 9 times out of 10, the niggas with good dick ain't got no motherfucking car. I'm over here struggling, okay? How about I want to be piped down sometimes? And the motherfucker that's gonna pipe me down good and gonna eat me up good ain't got no motherfucking where to live. So I'm over here struggling, okay? You could kiss my motherfucking ass. It's hard. I don't give a damn what y'all over there talking about. 9 times out of 10, the motherfucker that got a good job, dick small. It's a struggle out here. So now that leads me to have to deal with this small ass dick, but I live in Weston. I'm struggling. Leave me the fuck alone in my struggles. Leave me the fuck alone in me trying to make and piece these no good ass niggas together to equal one. How about that? Take this video and shove it up y'all ass, cause y'all ain't struggling. Y'all got all kind of shit to choose from. Y'all men ain't struggling. Y'all trying to juggle 3 and 4 bitches at one time. That's how good y'all got it. And all of them quality females. Take this video, Kent, and shove it up your ass. Twan, take this video and shove it up your ass. Germ, take this video and shove it up your ass. All of y'all that's aggravating me as to why I'm motherfucking single and it must be me, no.
Now, first off, I will say that I can relate to a lot of what this woman is saying. I don't agree with it all, but I can just about relate. And the truth is, there's a lot of women that can. So I do feel her. I will admit that. I feel her frustration and aggravation. I truly do. And she did make some significant points with me as black women not having many options to be choosy. You might meet a fine ass dude with good stroke game, but he won't work. Or you might meet a guy that will work, but he has 3 baby mamas. Or he doesn't have any kids, but he doesn't want to settle down with anybody. He doesn't want to settle down with a woman. He doesn't want to marry. He just wants to be a bachelor. So, the list goes on. Is we don't have a lot of options, and I can say it's not um the men fault that we have very limited options, and I won't say it's all of our faults that we have limited options, but basically the overall point I gathered as far as the message she's trying to convey is that black women have very limited option when it comes to choosing a companion. So because of that, we have to lower our standards to a certain degree. In other words, the odds of getting a man to be financially stable, no excess baggage, meaning multiple baby mamas, criminal record, being on a down low, whatever, good pipe game, not married, 6'7" with 8+ credit is not probable. There's no man that's going to exist on this earth with 100% of everything a woman needs or wants. He's either going to have some of those things and be lacking in other areas. He's going to have some pluses or he's going to have some minuses. So because of that, you have to be willing to pick and choose what you can deal with based on the choices that are available to you. For instance, let's say you are down on your luck and you need transportation because you just started a job. You only have $5,000 in your account. and you just got hired and you need to get a car before you can start the gig. Now, all of us know 5,000 is not a lot of money for a brand new 2020, but you would be able to find a used car within that price bracket. Now, because you have only 5 grand, you can't be choosy and say you rather go to a top of the line dealership and get a brand new car off the lot for that amount of money. Now, you can use 5,000 as a down payment for a new car, but you're not going to be able to afford to buy 2020 for 5 grand. It's just not going to happen. Um, so with that being said, the fact that you have to get a used car because you are limited on the amount of funds that you have in your possession. Whatever used car you're going to get, there's going to be some issues. Um, a car for 5 grand still may have a good significant amount of miles on it. You may look up and get a really good deal with little to no miles, but the truth of the matter is, getting a used car, there's going to be some type of issues because it was used. It's either going to have high mileages, um, it's either going to have some wear and tear in the interior, exterior. It may have some dents here and there. It may need another paint job. It's going to be something wrong with the car because you're taking a chance when you're getting a used car. All cars in our price range are likely to have some type of problem. So either way, in other words, my point is you have to get what you can afford based on what you have. um you can't have high expectations of wanting an NBA player or an NFL player or a CEO of a record company when you're on a struggle. You got 3, 4 baby daddies, you living in housing or you living with your mom or your aunt or something like that. You have to deal with a dude on your level of struggle to a certain degree. Um, However, what I'm saying is there's a lot of significant points this woman, like many of us as black women, are missing and not understanding. There's far too many of us as black women that have tunnel vision. And what I mean by that is we usually only see things as one way and one way only. We only tend to perceive things based on our own personal perspectives, from our own personal experiences, and from our own personal hurts and pains. So, a lot of why we perceive things the way that we do, because most for ideally for the most part, women, we give a lot of advice based on things that we have gone through personally. We don't tend to look overall because it's always more than one way of looking at things. We usually look at things based on from where we are coming from. I thought it was imperative that I address the points she was making because I know she is speaking from a place of anger. I can tell just by the tone of her voice, her disposition, the vibe that I'm getting off from her. There's a lot of animosity and resentment. And the reason how I know this is because I have done it. I've been there, and that's why I felt the need to do content on this matter. You can't speak upon a person's bitterness unless you have actually experienced it. If you've never experienced it, you're not going to be able to really commentate too strongly on it, because you really cannot relate. So I would say it's fair to say that I can't accuse this woman of something I never did because I did it. I was where she was at one point in time. Um, I was once upon a time going through a bitter bitch phase. I began to become consumed with hate for all black men due to the fact I kept failing with each and every one of them in a relationship. I was trying hard to force a connection with men who really didn't see any potential in being with me. And it was a really hard pill to swallow. And a lot of us as women know rejection is a hard pill to swallow. Women, we cannot handle rejection. Men, on the other hand, men don't consume rejection as much as we do. But women, we cannot handle rejection. That was at that very moment when reality had struck for me. That is when the real questions I asked myself had come to mind. The real question that many of us as Black women would refuse to be truthful and ask ourselves. So, with that being said, I'm going to break down all of the ingredients and the elements that needs to be addressed in reference to the points that was made in this video. Now, I'm not going to lie. In the first, I would say probably 5 minutes, I was really with this woman. I was, but the more she continued to speak, her points continued to go downhill. She pretty much lost me to more and more towards the end of this video. She said a few things that made me change my whole perspective. Just when I was about to give her just a little bit of credit, and I mean very little credit. Um, but the main thing she said that stood out like a sore thumb was when she said, I ain't the type that want an ugly man. This ain't me. Do you see me even in quarantine? I'm a mother effing 10. And I don't feel like I should have to walk around with the mother effing gorilla. She lost all my attention right then. I flatlined immediately after that. Her arrogance and hood booger delivery was not a good look. This was not a subject she should have addressed virally. This was something she could have started as a private group chat for women. She could have started her own blog or some type of small platform to vent her feelings, because all of this did was make her look bad, and now she has all of us looking bad. However, even with her ratchet ranting and raving, there were many men who came on her live and commented, and I would say most of the men who commented, they commented in a respectful manner, even when she was totally displaying her disregard of disrespect for the opposite sex. None of the guys came on, cussing her out. They didn't, say anything degrading to her. So I'm surprised. Now had the BFF brothers been up in there, honey, they would have ripped her to shreds. They would have devoured her like a damn goddamn lion in a zoo cage. But for the most part, I would say the guys were very respectful, even when they replied back. Now, had it been the other way around, and a brother was going in on Black women, we wouldn't have been near as nice. I mean, let's just be honest, women. We cannot handle it when a man has anything to say about Black women. So had it been the other way around, we wouldn't have been near as nice. So I have to give the guys that commented props for handling her like a woman, even though she wasn't acting as one. I hear Black women complain all the time about there's not any good Black men out there. But the truth of the matter is there are a lot of factors that we as Black women are not considering, and we're not really understanding. So I'm going to break down all of those elements. Now, the first thing I wanted to address is, how do we as women get to choose what's considered a good quality woman? She said in the video that she can name 4 out of 5 of them right off the top of her head, that she knows herself personally, who is good quality women. And the moment she said that, I'm wondering, are these quality women that she knows she's referring to, are they friends of hers? Are they relatives? Because if they are anywhere near her circle, I could be wrong, but their mindset can't be too different from yours, because from hers, because the truth is, like the saying goes, pigeons of a feather flock together. So these good quality women she's talking about, 9 times out of 10, if she hangs around them, or they are affiliated with her in some way, they share her same thoughts and opinions. And I'm not saying that I'm 100% on right on that, but most women, most females hang with women that pretty much think on the same level that they do. That's not 100% of the case, but in most cases it is. Um, First of all, This is what women have to understand. And it took me a long time to understand this. You as a woman can't say what is or what isn't a good woman. And the reason you can't do that is because you are not a man who has dealt with women, so you can't speak for men. And I'm guilty because I've done it. I've had girlfriends that were really beautiful women, had their shit together, so I thought. So I could not understand why dudes would not be checking for them. I'm like, she's a beautiful woman. She has her head on straight. She's independent. But guess what? I'm a woman. So I've never dealt with a woman from a man's point of view. Even if you in even if you're a woman and you've been in a relationship with a woman, you still cannot relate to what men go through when it comes to being in a relationship with a woman. You cannot speak for them as far as you having your opinion on what would be a good woman for them. And a lot of us as women, we have the tendency to do that. Oh, she's a beautiful girl. I had a girlfriend. I would try to hook up with guys, and I couldn't understand why, every guy I introduced her to, they just wouldn't click with her. She'll tell me, oh, well, me and Ronald, we had a good time. Me and Daryl, we had a good time. Me and Al had a good time. But, they wouldn't call her back because there was something they saw as a man that I could not perceive as a woman. So, as I stated, for her to make that statement that she knows 4 or 5 of good quality women right off her head, I have a problem with that because these are women in her circle, and 9 times out of 10, they adopt her same ideologies about men because most pigeons rarely travel solo. They travel in groups. So, ladies, just because you have a job, you own your own Toyota Camry, you take care of all your kids by yourself, you pay your own rent or mortgage, do you not know that that still doesn't qualify you as a good qualified woman? That's not taken away from you may be a damn good mother, you may be a damn good employee, you may be a damn, very strong minded woman, but that does not mean you are wife material as far as from a man's perspective. And a lot of women, that's how we get burnt, that's how we get our feelings hurt because we think because we have all the assets of what we consider as a good woman, we qualify ourselves only to find out that we're not qualified. It's like pumping yourself up for a job that you just applied for, and you feel like because you got all the degrees and you got all the experience and you got all the credentials for the job, and they end up hiring somebody who don't even have the degrees you got, who don't even have the experience you have, and in the back of your mind, you're thinking, how the hell they hired her when she only got a high school diploma, when she only did this position for a year and I've done it for 5 years. Maybe because she has a more humble attitude and they know she would be somebody that they can train and mold into what they need for their company. And because you're so overly experienced, you may come in there giving the company hell because you're going to feel like because you got 5, 6, 7 years under your belt that you have all the credentials to be able to speak your mind on how everything should be when in actuality they just need you to come in there, do your job, and fall back and just go with the flow. So, um, basically what I'm saying is, you can't decide what type of man you would be good for. That man has the choice to decide if you are the right woman for him. I will admit I felt the same way before I was married. I was 19, fresh out of high school. I had no kids, body was still tight. And in my mind, I felt like I was still an attractive woman. I knew I was not no top notch Beyonce, anything like that. But no dudes I was checking for was checking for me. My type never considered me as their type. And a lot of women really aren't letting that soak in. You don't always get to choose the dude you think you are entitled to have. And that is where a lot of us as black women, that's where a lot of us, um, unfortunately, that's where we play ourselves because we've already got in mind, we have already designed the dream man for us. And in some cases, some women have been able to look up and get exactly the man they want. And even with getting what you want, there's going to be some issues. But for the most part, your dream dude, that doesn't mean he's willing to live that dream with you. He may be your dream dude, but that doesn't mean he's willing to be a part of your dream. And that's where a lot of us as women, we hurt ourselves. That's where we become disappointed because we have all these high expectations of what we have in mind as far as the man that we should be with, only to end up being in a position where we meet that man and that man still not choose you. He ends up choosing someone the total opposite of what you are. Okay, so that's the first thing. You don't get to decide what's considered good quality women. Women, we do it too often. Please stop telling yourself that you are qualified or you a certified wife material. It don't matter how good you cook lasagna. It don't matter how great you fold and wash clothes. That still does not put you in the number one running as far as wife certified wife material. Okay. This is the second thing. What makes you think you are a 10? Many of us have considered ourselves as 10s when we're not even a negative 3. And that's for various reasons. Many of us consider ourselves 10s because we have allowed beta males, dusties, or knockoff alpha males, because you got some generic alpha brothers who pretend to be alpha, but they're not, to boost our feminine ego and make us believe we are 10s to manipulate us. You would get these knockoff alpha males, these imitation alpha males, these dusties, these better brothers. They will boost up your ego. They will boost up your confidence and make you believe you are a 10. And they do that in order to good in your good graces. And why you totally believe in that, they really see you as a 10. It's all just game. We know it's not the alpha males that. Now, let me get back to my point though, because I'm reading from my notes, y'all. Just think about it. This woman has named as you listen to the video, as she goes towards the videos, when she goes in on these dudes and she starts calling them by their names. Um, just think about it. This woman has named all of the dudes that she's in her feelings about. Do you not think that those are the same dudes that most likely made her believe she looks as good as a 10? Really think about what I'm saying. Make that marinate. All of the guys that she named, I can't remember their names. I don't know if one name was Mike. I don't know if one name was Kevin. I can't remember their names. But these same dudes that she had dealt with, apparently, that's why she's in this bitter bitch hiatus. These were the same dudes that at some point, because she would have never messed with them, they made her believe she was a 10. We know it's not the alpha males that told her that. The alpha males didn't tell that. Now, looking at the video, she's not an ugly woman. I would say that she's not an ugly woman, but she's not a 10. Okay? At least not in a man's eyes. I'm a female, so I really can't say if she's a 10 or not. But I don't think she's a 10 or whatever. That's just my opinion. Um, Now, as I stated, we know it's not the alpha males that told her she's a 10 because she made it very clear that the good men are hard to get. Okay. So for her to think she's a 10 and she's never been able to get the kind of man she wanted, basically it was losers that made her think she was 10s then. Okay, because she said that it's hard to get a good black man. So she done already acknowledged that if because it's hard for her to get a good black man, that means you never got attention from a good black man. Then it was always dusties, imitation alphas, and broke down better males. Because she made it clear that it's hard for her to get one. She can't get one. I find it ironic how often we as black women are quick to go in on the dusty better dudes, but yet we embrace their false compliments. And it's like this: we will take 200,000 compliments from better dudes before we take one brutal, honest compliment from an alpha male or a real man, a good man. It could be several guys in the street telling us, "Oh, Ma, you look good. Your hair look good. You look good. You got a nice fat ass, whatever, whatever." In many cases, we might find it offensive, but at the same time, most women, especially women who like low self esteem, they will accept that compliment from a better male before an alpha male says, "You know what? You're a nice girl, but you are not my type. You're too. You're a little obese. You're a little too overweight for me." You For alpha male, no matter how good of a man he is, says that, you automatically going to write him off, and there's no black woman in here who can tell me that any different. Now, if a dusty dude tells you you look good, you will believe it coming from him before you believe an alpha male telling you, "You know what? You a woman I could possibly see myself with, but the problem is you're a little overweight, or the problem is you're a little too loud, the problem is you're a little too ratchet, a little ghetto." We will write him off like he don't know what he's talking about. So I find it ironic, as black women, we love to take compliments from dusty in imitation alpha males. We will believe it because it's validating us. Okay. If an alpha male was to tell you he doesn't consider you a 10, but more so a 2, you will quickly get offended. We will quickly get offended. But if a dusty man who you clearly don't want was to tell you you are an 11, you would accept his compliment even though you know you wouldn't give him a time of day. Like, get real. Social media has also given us false impressions that we are simply but tens because of a like button. A lot of us are, as black women, we have fell into the entrapment of denial. There's this delusional concept that we are tens. There's also a delusional concept that we are queens when some of us are acting as peasants. And even other black women who have class and have dignity, she can spot a pigeon and she can spot a peasant from a mile away. Even black women could see in other black women that um there's no queen, there's no there's no queen, there's no class, and there's no self-respect in the way that some of these black women conduct themselves, and we know that. And these same black women who carry themselves as pigeons, who carry themselves as thoughts, who carry themselves as strags, as raggedy anns, or whatever, these are the ones who really think they are a 10, all because the generic alpha brothers and the dusty beta dudes have boosted their ego and told them they are a 10. But then these are the same guys they end up despising. This woman went ranting on all of the guys that um that she felt played her, that she felt wasn't man enough for her, because she named all of their names in the videos and told them to shove the video up their ass or whatever. So basically, what makes you think you are a 10? And that is my question. You, like, for instance, you have some men who walk around here and who swear that they are 10s, and they are not 10s. You got some dudes up here who don't put themselves on a pedestal like they are God's gift to women, and they are not. Every woman ain't checking for them like that. Every woman ain't trying to go to bed with them like that. Every woman ain't trying to get to be with them like that. And you got some guys who think because they got a nice car, they think because they got make a lot of money, or they wear the nicest suits and gator shoes, that they are qualified as good husband material or as a good man material. And you're not. You just a dude who knows how to dress well. You're a dude who may got good stroke game in the bedroom, but that's all you have to offer to a woman. And you have a lot of grown men and grown women who think they are 10s, and they are far from it. So you cannot qualify yourself as a 10. So when she made that statement, that deterred every significant point she was trying to make. It's nothing wrong with a woman being confident, because I think as black women we have to have confidence. Being that we're getting put down so much and we're catching a lot of heat out here in the BFF streets. But you can be confident without going around having to acknowledge it. I can know I'm a 10 without having to say I'm a 10, without having to act like I'm a 10. I know I'm a 10 by just the way I carry myself as a woman. I don't have to go around speaking on it. I don't have to go around acknowledging it. I don't have to go around shouting it from the rooftop. When a person knows who they are, your vibe and your presence is going to speak for itself. So she lost me when she made that statement. And guess what? She's not the only one. A lot of these women, I see them on Facebook and YouTube, they think they are 10 because these guys are clicking and hitting like buttons, or girlfriend or females who just as torp and delusional as they are is hitting the like button and got these females up here thinking that um they are really qualified, that they're dime pieces, and they are far from it. This is the next point. All men aren't the same. You keep picking the same men. So all of the guys that she named, you mean to tell me all these dudes she named, something was wrong with every last one of them? Something was wrong with every last one of them. I don't think so. And this is another issue that a lot of us as women are not understanding. If you've been with 3, 4 guys within a year, or 3, 4 dudes within a month, none of them dudes are sticking with you. All of them left, or you couldn't connect with none of them. Sis, that may means that something wrong with you. How's it something is wrong with all 5, 6 dudes, but nothing is wrong with you? And a lot of us as women, we keep failing because we keep picking the same men. That's all we do. We keep picking the same guys. And then not only that, she had the audacity to state that, she wasn't interested in a gorilla looking man. So you wondering why you constantly having issues. All of these men that she named, I guarantee you, if all of the dudes she named, Kevin, Carl, Mike, whatever, James, whatever their names are, if you were to put them all in the same room, you will see a lot of the similarities. They probably all gonna be thug dudes. They probably all gonna be, pretty boys, pretty boy, unemployed Floyds. If you were to put them all in the same room, you'll be able to get a strong sense of what kind of dudes she's into. So basically, when she made that comment, looks to you is everything. And that's another big problem that has haunted us as black women. And I get it. I would not want to be hypocritical and say, if I don't, if I'm not physically attracted to you, and men are the same way. If they're not physically attracted to a woman, they're not going to take any interest in her. But the truth of the matter is, as long as you keep that same train of thought, that's the reason why a lot of us as black women unfortunately are still single, because looks have been a very significant, that's like the first priority on the list for the majority of us. Well, I won't say the first list, but that has always been one of the main things that has deterred us, because he's not tall enough, or he's not light skinned enough, he's not dark enough, he's not mixed, and I want to have pretty babies. I don't want I don't want babies from a black man, because I don't want my babies having nappy hair. I want a mixed or Puerto Rican dude or Latino dude, so my baby got pretty hair. You'll be surprised how many women still think on the level of making looks a number one priority. And that is the reason why a lot of us have not been able to get ahead with men, because we have learned to make looks a priority. And the truth of the matter is, just because a guy looks a certain way, he may look good, he may be good enough arm candy to tote on your arms, and females in the streets complimenting you, or everybody telling you how fine your man is or how good he looks, and he may even looks good with you in the public, but behind closed doors he may be a straight jerk. He's very arrogant, he's very cocky, he's very lazy because he's used to women catering to him. He's always used his looks to get by, and it's because of sucker ass females like y'all who sit up here and y'all boost these pretty boy unemployed Floyds, y'all boost their ego up, you know, and y'all let these dudes get away with compensating for being a bum by, you know, letting them compensate for it through their stroke game. Long as they throwing you some good wood, you content. You learn to overlook all of his other imperfections because he looks good and he has good stroke game. He looks good in a suit. He looks good on the passenger side of your Toyota Camry. Even though when you pull into the gas station, this pretty boy Floyd won't even get out the car to pump the gas for you, or he sees that your tire is low and he won't even get out the car and put air in it because he don't want to get his hands dirty because you got him thinking he's the best thing, the finest thing since sliced bread. So it's a lot of us as women, we are paying the price. Yeah, he looks good with you, but you're miserable. All he wants to do is dress up and be pretty. He too good to get down and put a new tire on your car for you, to put some oil in your engine for you, to pull out the engine stick to make sure your car got enough oil in it. But he sure look good on the passenger side of your Toyota Camry. He sure look good walking through the mall with you. He sure look good in your Facebook photos and on your Instagram photos. He sure look good. He's good eye candy. Everybody think you got somebody, but behind closed doors, you miserable. So as black women, we have to weigh the pros and the cons. Yeah, you may have a dude that's less attractive, but he treats you like a queen. He makes you feel important. He considers your feelings first. He does all of that. Or guess what? Like she say, you got to pick your options. You got to scratch off the list, or you get with pretty boy Floyd, who ain't gonna do nothing but be pretty. That's all he gonna do. So you got to pick and choose. So if looks is a big thing to you, okay, well you keep a pretty boy unemployed Floyd. Bottom line. Don't go around here complaining and hating all black men because you keep picking the same dude. You the one who won't let pretty boy unemployed Floyd go. You let him sit on the passenger side. He don't mind riding with you. As soon as you get your EPT stamps, he in the grocery store with you looking good. He putting food in the cart, but he ain't contributing towards not one dime because he knows you getting EPT food stamps. He won't even offer to put gas in the car before y'all go to the grocery store for you to use your EPT food stamps. He don't do nothing but be pretty. So again, women, all men aren't the same. You just have to learn to stop picking the same man. Now, the next issue is access baggage. I heard her speak upon everything that was wrong with men today. But I noticed, and playing devil's advocate, she didn't mention not at least one of her flaws. The only thing she mentioned about herself was she had to keep making changes to her list, but not once did she mention any changes she needed to make starting with herself. If she could have at least been honest and mentioned some of her personal faults, even if she said something as simple as, I've always picked out guys out of feeling lonely or being desperate, I mean, taking some type of accountability. Also, we don't know enough about her current situation that's putting her in a position of having to pick society's recheck dudes that she's complaining about. Does she have kids, multiple baby daddies? Is she dysfunctional? I can't take any advice from a woman that can't share enough of information about her background so we can put the pieces together as to why she keeps picking up the wrong men. Did she come from a single parent home? Did she have a mother that raised her with the wrong ideologies about man? Did she have a man in her life? Did she have a father in her life to show her what type of men that she should, be trying to invest in? In other words, we can't decide who's really at fault, her or all the dudes she's selecting, because she hasn't said anything about herself. And I notice that all of the time, a woman will go on a hiatus and talk about how no good men are, how black men are dudes, how they're bums, how they're this and how they're that. But she won't address not one thing about herself. She won't say, I have a problem with picking up men who are in the struggle because I'm always in the struggle. So because I'm in the struggle, I'm always sympathizing with their struggle. And I put them on thinking we can build together, only to find out I end up getting used and I end up getting played and they take advantage of me. Whenever a person, man or woman, and I have a problem with men who do that too. I have a problem with a man who sits up there and talk about how no good all black women are. And he's dated Keisha, he's been with Kim, he's been with Brenda, he's been with Felicia, he's been with Sandra, he's been with all of these black women, and he has always had something messed up to say about every black woman he's been with. But not once did he come and take some type of accountability and say, you know, my problem is I keep going after women with big asses. I'm an ass man. I like women who got thick asses, thick thighs. I've always gone after women that look good, and I've never took the time to look into their brain to make sure they wife material. And I hear it all of the time. I hear guys on YouTube. They want to do all this BFF content about how no good all black women are, how all black women are bitter and they have mental illnesses and issues. But some of these guys that complain they got kids from these women. They, they have they've been with these women. They've had children from them. You chose these women as the mother of your children, but yet you are on here, you know, um, speaking on all this BFF content as if you never made a bad choice and dealt with one and are dealt with several. And my thing is for you to pick up, even if you picked up one baby mama who you did not marry, who you was not married to her, she was not your husband, y'all wasn't married, and things didn't work out. My thing is, okay, um, what was it about you where she didn't want to be with you, or what was it about her where you didn't want her to be your wife, but yet you was comfortable to lay down in a rug with her and make her your baby mama? So you want to come on YouTube and start the BFF campaign talking about how no good all black women are because you chose to have a child from a black woman who represents, she's the mascot of BFF. Now you want to go in on all black women because you made the choice to choose one. You made the choice. Again, you made the choice to pick that woman out of all the women you could have picked. You chose to have a child from her, and now you want to go on a BFF hiatus talking about how all black women are no good, how all black women only want child support, how all black women are gold diggers, all because you did not take the time to invest into the right woman to have a child with. And that's a big problem, which brings me to my next point: accountability. Accountability. And that's something that both black men and black women are lacking in the community. We're not taking accountability, and I'm tired of it. I'm so sick of black women going in on all black men, how they're all no good, how they all deadbeats, how they all don't want nothing out of life. And I'm sick of black men going in on black women talking about how all of us are gold diggers, how all of us are ratchet, how none of us take accountability, and all this and that. Guess what? I realize a trick. Let me tell you, accountability is a tricky thing. People can take accountability, but that don't mean they're going to change it. For instance, I hear men all the time saying, well, at least as men, we take accountability. Black women don't take no accountability. And I will say that the majority of us, we don't take accountability. We are, for the most part, we're always in denial because it's too embarrassing, it's too hurtful for a woman to come to terms with herself and say, you know what, you's a dumbass. You set up here, this your fourth, fifth baby daddy. You ain't learned from the first one. Ain't too many women gonna go in that deep and tell themselves that because it's self inner torment that a lot of them can't handle. But the point that I'm stating is that, um, men are quick to say how to take accountability, but yet they don't change anything. You can take accountability all you want and say, yeah, I know I shouldn't have messed with her. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have had no kids from her because she wasn't this and she wasn't that. But yet you still screwing other women. You still taking other women to bed. Some of these women you still not using protection with. You just got lucky and you didn't pop them like you pop the baby mama you can't stand, and you're still doing the same shit you've been doing that caused you to get involved with the wrong chick in the first place. You doing that with the new women you meeting. You're not learning anything. So what good is taking accountability if you're not changing the things that you have done to put you in an unpleasant situation? And it's both ways. Um, both men and women have to deal with the good and the bad when it comes to a relationship. Now, this is the other part besides accountability, because that was the main point I was addressing. The part is that when she said there's always um something you got to deal with. Either the guy, as she mentioned earlier in her video, either he has a job but he's unattractive, or either he's attractive but he doesn't like to work. What a lot of black men and black women have to understand when it comes to relationships, honey, it's going to always be something that about a person that you're going to have to either adjust, or you're going to have to help them change. It's one or the other. When I first got married, there was a lot of things about myself that I didn't see nothing wrong with. Now, I had an issue with dressing very provocative because I knew I had the figure, and I knew I was very petite, and I embraced my body. And because of that, I would wear halter tops. I would wear tight pants. I enjoyed, I was fresh out of high school. I was enjoying my freedom. I didn't have my mom and my daddy over me anymore. So I felt like I could dress how I wanted to dress. And I saw nothing wrong with it. And my husband could have easily wrote me off and said, you know what? You're attractive, but because of how you dress, I'm not willing to be with you. He was willing to still be with me and help me work on those changes. And that was when he helped to groom me in a sense and say, look, we together, you can't dress like that. When you were single, you want to dress like you was at the club every day. That's different. We're together now. We're in a relationship. I can't have you coming to my family reunions dressing like that, coming around my family, coming around, men in my family, you dressing like that, they're going to have the wrong impression of you. And it took me willing to humble myself without having this attitude of, well, this is me, take it or leave it. You met me this way, this is the way I'm going to stay. No, when people meet you that way, that's different because you were single and y'all were dating. But once you get in a marriage, there is no, well, this is the way I was, you take it or leave it. There's adjustments that need to be made, just like there was adjustments with him that needed to be made. It's things I had to groom him in as a husband. He would always be late for everything, always unorganized, always unpunctual, and I had to deal with him on that. And it's constant adjusting. And that's what a lot of people are not understanding. There is no such thing as getting the full package. There, as much as you meet many things that you like about a person, there's going to be things about a person that you're not going to like. And guess what? Miss out on a blessing. You miss out on a potential soulmate when you are quick to write them off versus helping them to work on those changes if they are willing to comply without taking it like you're trying to run them, you're trying to change them or whatever. That way you both can find some contentment with one another. I'm not saying you got to change all of who you are, but relationships do take adjustment. And that's the problem. There's not too many relationships in which there's not going to be adjustments that need to be made. Just like there's some dudes with good pipe game but unemployed, there's some beautiful women that got brains of a parrot. For everything that you like about a person, you're bound to find things that you don't like about a person. So it goes both ways. You don't think, I'm listening to this woman speak, and I'm like, you talking about how women, how women, we are picking from a pile of crap. But do you realize that these men out here, they don't have that many choices like you think? Now, what men do have to their advantage that we don't, I will say this: men have that advantage of getting a relationship quicker than women. That's where men defeat us. When a man is ready to settle down and get married, he could easily at some point find a woman to marry. Women, on the other hand, we don't have it like that. We can't just get a relationship anytime we want. We have to pretty much hope in due time. will meet someone who is willing to get a relationship, but a man can get a relationship anytime he wants because it's always a woman that's looking to settle down and have a family and have kids. Women, on the other hand, is the odds are almost stacked against us, and even more so now with the way things are going. So that's the one thing I would say we are defeated on. But for the most part, everybody is in the same goddamn boat. I am tired of black women going in on black men and black men going on black women. Y'all always want to sit up here and point out each other's faults and flaws. Well, black women ain't doing this and black men ain't doing that. When the truth of the matter is, we have a dysfunctional society. There's a lot of dysfunctionality within the black community. You have some black men that are dysfunctional. You have some black women that are narcissistic. If I'm saying the word right, that has narcissism. It's a lot of that going on in the black community. It's a lot of bipolarness, bipolar, schizophrenic. It's a lot of it going on in the black community. And it's easy to keep pointing out each other's faults and flaws because as long as I could point out everything that is wrong with you, I don't have to acknowledge where I am failing, where I am lacking. So, with that being said, until we start doing some inner change, internal change, it don't matter what you do on the outside. It don't matter what kind of man you get, what kind of woman you get, what kind of job you get. Your job wages can increase. You can get more college degrees and all this and that. But until you get some real internal, healthy, changes within yourself, you're going to continue failing. It don't matter what type of man or woman you meet because so again, it's a lot of us out here who got a lot of issues, whether it's from our childhood, whether it's from current relationships or past relationships with people who have abused us physically, verbally, or taken advantage of because men have gotten abused like women have also, just on a different level. So it goes both ways. So my whole overall intake about this video is this is a woman who has been scorned. This is a woman who has been burnt. And I noticed as I was listening to her content, she kept saying, well, she said this one phrase that really was a dead giveaway. She said that, what the F am I supposed to do? I don't want to die alone. That pretty much sealed the whole ordeal as to what's going on with her. She's fearing that she's going to be by herself for the rest of her life because all of these men she done ran through, or all of these men that ran through her, she hasn't gotten anywhere with any of them. And basically now she's to the point now where she's probably getting older and she's realizing, at this rate, I'm going to be by myself. I'm not going to get anybody. At this point, I know the odds of me finding the man that I want for myself, I'm not going to get that man. And this is what happens to a lot of women when we have been ran through and we have had too many multiple failed relationships. We get to that point to where we get frustrated and we give up because we have reached a point of no return in which we realize I'm going to end up dying by myself. I'm going to end up being alone. And that's what pretty much made me realize that is where her frustration is. She feels like she's not going to get anybody at this point. And with her mindset and her way of thinking, at this point, she may very well. Because now she's been, unfortunately, has had too many negative experiences, and she has allowed those negative experiences to basically cement and program her way of thinking about men. So at this point, anybody who decides to get with this woman, anybody who decides to take this woman on and try to have her build something with her, he's going to have a handful. She seems like she's young. I don't know if she's quite in her 40s. Again, I don't know her current situation that's causing her to become a loser magnet, a bum magnet, where she keeps attracting these builder bums. Again, I don't know if she has multiple baby daddies. I don't know if she lives in the hood, if she lives in poverty. Sometimes, where you meet men, that has a whole lot to deal with the type of men you meet. I mean, if you're always going to Lil Wayne concert, if you're just going to block parties, you're not going out to conventions, where successful men are, you're not traveling in other places, you just been confined to your same state all your life because that's where you've been born and raised, then the odds are against you of finding a good potential mate. Sometimes you got to branch out. You have to travel. You got to go places to meet different people from different walks of life. So that's my intake on this video. I'm definitely interested and want to know y'all intake. Again, I knew once this video went viral, these brothers, this is what I'm talking about, women. We got to do better. You don't have to go in this bitter bitch movement hiatus every time you go through a moment or things ain't going right in your life, because again, these guys that are partaking in the BFF community, they want sisters to act out in this way. They want us to express our anger. They want us to express our animosity. That way they can use it against us. We become the new mascot of BFF when we get out of character, when we get ratchet, when we be doing all this extra stuff or whatever, and the ratchet behavior comes out. This helps the BFF to prove they claim that black women have issues. So, um, on that aspect, I'm disappointed in her. I wish she could have addressed this in a different way, because all this did was give these BFF brothers new content to talk about. So again, a win for the BFF, one loss for the ladies, because again, we don't know how to keep our anger and bitterness and animosity under control. So anyway, y'all, on that note, I would like to get to hear y'all opinion on this video. What do y'all think with her reasoning behind expressing her anger about black women have very little choices to pick from? And this is another point I want to make before I get ready to get off of here, is that a lot of us are limited in choices because of the type of baggage we have in our lives. Again, you can't be a choosy woman when you got 5, 6, 7 baby daddies. You in poverty conditions. It's a lot of things that's going on within our personal lives that are causing us to be limited in finding the type of men that we're looking for. So again, it's same thing as a man. You can't want a top-notch woman, and you want a top of the line woman that's beautiful, has no faults and no flaws, and you talking about all these women, but at the same time you're not living up to the lifestyle based on the type of woman that you want. You can't be talking about how women are obese and overweight, and they need to take better care of themselves, when you as a man, you don't go to no fitness gym like that. You're not working out. You're not no tall 6'7" package type of dude. You in the struggle just like the women that you complain about as far as looks. You ain't no top notch. You ain't no Morris Chestnut, or what I'm saying, Amari hard wicked things of that nature. So it just amazes me that black men and black women, we both are guilty of it. We both be looking for something that we can't even reach. Okay, y'all expecting somebody to bring something to the table that y'all can't even bring. And both men and women do it. Don't complain about women being overweight when you might be the size of a midget. You know what I mean? You might can't handle an overweight woman or whatever. I mean, it just amazes me how black men and black women, we place so much expectations on each other, but we can't even live up to the expectations we want other people to reach. So anyway, y'all, leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this video. If you like today's content, please, thumb down, thumb up, whatever you choose to do. Make sure you share, you subscribe if you can. Definitely leave me a comment. Again, I want to know your opinion on it. And basically, uh if you haven't already, just make sure you thumb up the video right now before you leave. Just take that second to hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, however you choose. But anyway, y'all, it has been real. It is your girl, Lady Mocha. I'm going to always put you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always bake you off a slice of knowledge. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, your Tiva and Knowledge Lady Mocha. One to tell you a lot more about my personal streaming cable app known as Expresso Streams. It's over 6,000 channels, and that's including free pay-per-view events. Only $25 a month for up to 2 devices. Hey, after all, it is quarantine time, and since you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, why put yourself in an even bigger bind by paying these excessive cable bills that you know is going to excessively go up once this quarantine is over? So save yourself the trouble, save yourself the money, and invest into Espresso Streams today. Only thing you need is a Fire Stick. So as long as you have a Fire Stick, I can connect your cable services today. And this is not a promotion fee. It will be $25 straight up a month. No late fees, no surcharges, no sale taxes, none of that. All you have to do is cash at me $25 once a month, plus an additional $1 fee through Cash App, and I will be glad to connect your services once a month. So save yourself some money, and again, free pay-per-view events for only $25 a month. If you are interested in getting my cable app Expresso Streams, please email me at cafedayparis79@yahoo.com, and I will be glad to give you more information concerning my cheap cable alternative Expresso Streams streaming live TV app.